Welcome to a feeding video of Kelar. He was out exploring when I came home with his food today, and I decided to see if it's true that boas can eat in the trees. And as you can see, it's true. I did not film him actually striking and wrapping, but you can see he is still hanging on and constricting here. This is a 30-gram mouse, and Kelar is 160 grams approximately. Maybe a little bit more than that now. I honestly was really curious to see how he would tackle this new problem that he's never had. He's never caught anything like this and had to suspend himself and the food. So I think here he was realizing, oh, I've killed it, now I need to figure out how to actually get it into my belly. So he's just going to look around here and see what he thinks should happen. Snakes, especially boas, I was going to say snakes are smart, but boas are very actually smart, and you can just see him working out the problem, his cogs going. They seem to be kind of derp noodles in a lot of ways, but I think that's because we just don't understand how to read their behaviors and their posturing quite as fluidly as we would for like maybe a dog or a cat. But here I think he already knows what he's going to do, and he's just figuring out how to do it. Also, he's suspended over his water dish by his tail right now, up on a tiny vine. He's holding all of his body weight up on the end of his tail there. You can kind of see up in the left top corner. That's all that's holding his body weight, and a 30-gram mouse. Sorry. I usually feed him like little pup rats, but they didn't have any today, so I got the size equivalent in mouse for him. And he went right for it. I don't post a lot of feeding videos on my channel, mostly because I just don't care to. I don't think it's necessary. I closed the door because I thought maybe he would figure things out faster if he wasn't worried about a draft and other smells from outside his enclosure. I gave him a rainstorm this morning, so it's a little bit misted. But he sat like that for a while, even with the door shut, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm not getting very good footage, so I do open it up later. But we're going back to, I'm blanking, I'm so sorry. Going back to feeding videos. So I don't post them very often. I wanted to record this one because it was so different from his usual feeding style, and it shows just their amazing strength and cognition in working out problems and hunting arboreally like they would in the wild. It's just so amazing. So I wanted to share that with other people, especially people who enjoy boas as much as I do, and maybe they're newer to boas as well. I'm sorry, that's cute. He was coming to check things out and be like, why is this shut now? I can't smell what I was smelling earlier. Also, just a side note, when you feed a snake, they are always in food mode during that time. Do not approach them unless absolutely necessary, because you will most likely end up getting bit, and it's not because they're trying to be mean to you, it's just an instinct of theirs. So here I saw that he was kind of navigating his way onto that branch, a stick I found. He is putting more of his weight on there rather than suspending himself by his tail. And I was really glad he worked that out. I was waiting for him to figure that out, to be honest. So now he has his own weight and some of that mouse on the branch instead of all suspended by his tail. They do have prehensile tails that are almost like using a hand or a finger to hold on to things. But they're very delicate. Here I decided to open that door back up for a better video. And I realized that he didn't care if it was open or closed. So why should I care? I also wanted to show you this because I could see him getting ready to start eating that mouse. So here. Okay, I know the angle isn't the best because of his body posture, but he is actually holding a mouse in a coil, and he is just there putting his mouth over the mouse You'll see it in a second here. You can see like his the throat, his underneath the throat like starts extending as he starts working the mouse into his mouth. Actually, at this point, he was figuring out where he wanted to grab onto. You'll see him open his mouth in a second here. Yeah, there it goes. Right there. Yep. It's just so cool. Like, oh my gosh. So, and he was holding that mouse in that coil, and here he's readjusting, holding it, and trying to work his way onto it. I will be honest, I think that the mouse was the proper weight for him and the right size, but throughout this process, I do get a little bit stressed as I'm filming this, like as I filmed this, that this mouse was not going to be small enough for him because he looks so tiny. But the really cool things about snakes, pythons do this, boas do this, they have extra skin throughout their jaw and neck to allow for the room for a prey item. And if you'll see the main part of his body, that's like that thicker part of his body, that's the thickness of the mouse, which is what you should be feeding your snake, is the thickness of their body, or slightly larger. The mouse is exactly that, so that thickness or slightly larger, as you can see in the video here. So it's fluffier, obviously, but that's fluff. Look at him using gravity. Look at this. They walk their jaws, they use their teeth and walk their jaws forward to push the mouse down their throats. The way a snake eats is just so incredible to me. And they can walk one side at a time to start wedging it down their throat. They also are breathing at the same time because they have their glottis is a tube that comes out underneath where their tongue is. And they can adjust their jaw to take in air as they're eating. We cannot do that. We have to close off our glottis to eat or drink. We don't want anything going down our airway, and that's just a flaw in our design. How freaking cool are they? I'm geeking out. So I will say at this point I was like, that mouse is looking a little bit big for him. I don't know. I'm just gonna trust him and see if he can do it. And if he can't do it, he will spit it out. He'll be like, this is way too hard to do. There's no way I can do this. But he's a champ. I gotta call it that. Yep, he's a champ. Not a chump, he's a champ. Yeah. And I don't like doing feeding videos on my channel most of the time because, I know I keep going back to this, because I know enough people post them online and I kind of feel like watching the animal kill its prey, while it is a natural process, some people are so sensitive to that, I just don't want to film that. Once the mouse is already dead, I feel like it's just different. Like, I don't know how to explain it, and don't come for me in the comments because I don't have time for your drama. But look at this, he's using gravity to figure out how to get this mouse down to his tummy, and he is using every trick in the book. Like, he's using part of his body, he's using gravity, he's walking his jaws up one side at a time, and just taking his time to work it down. It's so amazing. And actually, as I record this audio, he's just sitting in the same spot. By the end of this video, you'll see where he's sitting. He's still in the same spot. He has not moved. It's been about 20 minutes. He's like, I am so full, mother. But yeah, oh my gosh. Look at this. And at this point, I'm like, oh, that mouse is going to fall, man. That's going to fall. Where are you going with that thing? And what? Wait for it. There it goes. There it fell. So at this point, he's working on getting the front legs down into his mouth. He's maybe at this point actually gotten over the front legs and getting around the chest of the mouse. And And by this point, I was pretty sure he was going to do it, but I was still a little bit apprehensive. Wasn't 100% sure. So I was like, well, we'll see, I guess. I love Kelar. Yeah, there's no doubts. I adore this boy. Look at their jaw. Look at his, like, how much his neck is stretched out and his jaw is stretched. That's that extra skin I was talking about. Their bodies are so incredible. Like, I know I'm geeking out, but that's why I filmed this video in the first place, and I want to put it online. Because it's just so amazing. It's so cool. Like, are you kidding me? At this point, it looks like he's trying to eat a cotton ball. Like, you can't tell me that it doesn't look like he just has a giant piece of cotton in his mouth. It's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Oh, here I was adjusting my posture, so sorry for the shoddy filming work. I was trying to get a really good angle for you guys. Like, it's just amazing. And his muscular definition is also really good. I'm so proud of this boy and how he's growing. Also, just boas are like that. They're very muscular snakes. For their size, they have so much strength. I don't know what the back half of his body was trying to do at this point, because it was just kind of wiggling and he wasn't like moving it. So I was kind of confused by that, but okay. I think he was just overwhelmed by the effort. Or like, not overwhelmed, but you know what I mean. Like, just like, yes, I'm putting in all of my effort. I will use all of my body, even if it's not the part that I need. At this point, I was kind of wondering if he was going to let go of his tail and bring the rest of his body down, but he didn't. I ended up tickling his body later once he had eaten the food, and then he let go and his body is mostly down now. Part of it's up on that slanted branch. Yeah. Here we go. We're getting to the feet. Getting to the feet. Yeah, by this point, I was pretty sure, oh, we're good. So, he's gotten the majority of it down his throat. Oh my gosh. How freaking cool are boas? Come on now. That effort that they put into each swallow, too, where it just pushes it further down, that's incredible to me. I don't know about you, but that's incredible to me, where you can see the progress of them eating it. Also, you can see their back, the top line of their muscles working to help push that down. He straightens out and then contracts, and straightens out and contracts to really shove it down his throat. Here we're getting to the feet, like the little legs and the feet and the tail. Oh, there's a big stretch. And now that whole mouse's body is in his neck, is in his throat. Look at that. That's just incredible to me. And all that extra skin to help allow for that room, for that food. And we're getting to the little noodle tail. I call it the spaghetti. He's almost gotten to the spaghetti part of his meal. There it is. There's the spaghetti part. And this was so cool to me. Like, reach! Ah, spaghetti! Yummy! He looks derpy there with his mouth open and the tail just bloop, sticking out. Oh, another big swallow. Big gulp. That is so amazing. And another big one. He's getting close to the end of that spaghetti. Let's see. That whole, like, you can see where the butt of this mouse is, and then the tail is just this long tail that he's like, get out of my mouth, like, get down my throat, please. Oh gosh, look how he's a stuffed sausage. Ah! He's working on pushing it down to his stomach so he can move around. He's almost got it. I think I get the last moment of the tail going in. Where is it? Maybe I already got it. I thought, yeah. But like, you see that big lump? Oh, that's what I'm showing you. The big lump where the mouse is. Yeah. His tail looks twisted there. It looks weird. I tickled it later. He's fine. It just looks really bizarre. And I was trying to figure out where his head was and what he was doing. I thought he was going to go get a drink to help wash it down, but he did not. He just sat there. Do you see his face? I don't see his face. Oh, I see his face. Let me know when you find his face. Comment below. Yeah, that's Kelar eating a mouse. He did a good job, and it took him 15 minutes. Well done, buddy. And he ate it arboreally. He caught it in the trees. Good boy. Thanks for watching.